It is land trip day. I am going on a 4-day fishing trip for May long weekend with my friends. And as I was asking questions, a million questions to Nat about packing and what I need to bring, she noticed that I asked questions that she had never even heard of as a Kalunat going on my very first land trip. So I thought I would make a video and catch some memories from the weekend and also maybe coach through any other teachers that are going on their first land trip. All right, outfits. Nat said really, if I don't want to change it all, I don't have to. But it is smart to bring at least one extra outfit because if you get wet, that's a big problem. So we're gonna go through what both my outfits look like. For the top layer, we got a tank top, then a long sleeve merino wool, and a big sweater. On the bottom, we've got long johns, sweatpants, and then we have a normal pair of socks that I wear, followed by a wool pair. And the other outfit is the exact same type of layers. This isn't an actual trick of the trade, but I just know for any camping experience for girls, if your hair gets greasy after like 2 days, wash it, put it in 2 tight French braids for the first 2 days. Third day, you're suddenly a luscious, curly queen goddess. And then the last day, throw on a hat. I have 2 bags packed for this. This one is my lighter parka on top. All my clothing, my friend just left her baby sippy cup here. This bag has deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, face wipes, any kind of go-to toiletries. Oh, and my sunscreen. Definitely don't forget that. These are snacks that if she said, you may still want to share them, but these are like the junky snacks that if her boys get into, they're gone. So some snacks that you make sure that you want to at least try. Hot chocolate, because I'm not a coffee drinker, and any other little medications that you might have. This is the bag that's going to stay with me on the Kamatik or the sled. So it has some quick snacks because it's a 7-hour trip, extra gloves, an extra scarf, some moisturizer I believe is down here, some Vaseline for vapor rub for if I get chapped lips, books that she said people will tease me for bringing, but hey, it's a 7-hour trip, I like to read. And then in the back I've got my fishing license and my sleep mask. Jebel, check any sleeping arrangements. My group is providing me with a sleeping bag and I'll sleep in a tent with their family. Some schools provide all of the outer gear that people may need for sleeping and everything, but other schools ask the students to provide it. So if you don't have a sleeping bag, double check with your school, tell them that you need it if you're going for an overnight trip. You just don't want to get there the morning of and find out that they didn't think to provide that for you. Let's talk outer gear. So when I first moved to the north, I was broke. I was a student. And as I'm looking for warm clothes, everyone's saying Canada Goose. Canada Goose, I'm not knocking you, but you are $1,000 for one coat. And I didn't have that money. My brother likes to snowmobile a lot and he says, just go for FXR. It's extremely warm. It's meant for going extremely high speeds in the cold weather and it is way cheaper. So let me show you my snowsuit. So this is my suit. And one thing about the pants that's really nice, and the coat actually, it has the flotation devices in it. So if I were to ever fall through ice, it would bring me up to the top. Not that everyone's going through ice all the time, but something to keep in mind. Now, I have a coat obviously here that's beautiful. It's got this fox fur. However, if you are somebody that is very much against wearing animal fur, I do recommend getting at least a faux fur because it's a big protector against the wind for your face, which is what you will majorly need, especially on a skidoo or a kamatik that you're going at a high speed for a long time. I have sealskin mitts that I'm going to be wearing, extremely warm, once again the fox fur to protect my hands, but I will also have lighter pairs of gloves for when we're actually out on the lake and it's not as cold. You'll also want obviously your hat and a balaclava or something to protect your face so you don't get frostbite on your nose or your mouth. So I have a whole array of boots and they've kept me very warm for my 3 years in the north, but I've also had it made clear that they are not sufficient for a 4-day land trip. So if you're going on a long land trip, double check that your boots are good. And if they're not, ask anybody in town if they have any extras that you could borrow that you're close with. So Nat's giving me boots for the trip, but then I'm also bringing my hunter boots with my warm inserts as an extra pair. Because once again, just like if your boots get wet, they need time to dry. You're going to need warm footwear. You do not want your feet to be cold. I didn't think to film when we were grocery shopping. I really didn't think to film at all till this morning when I was packing. But I recommend if you're going with a family you know to go grocery shopping with them. If you're going with the school, just make sure that you pack a couple snacks or foods that you're comfortable with. if everyone packs and it's not a lot of foods that you love, it's gonna be a miserable time. So I just went shopping. Everything was fine, everything was good. I got a couple extras of things, a couple snacks I really liked. And then I made a few snacks and meals for the family as we're going out. So food-wise, make sure that you have at least a few that you really like that will keep you going for the weekend. I think that's all I can tell you about the prep or the packing for everything. Once again, just don't feel shy to ask a million questions. You would much rather be over-prepared than under-prepared. It gets cold out there and you never know what weather you might get or if you're gonna get snowed in or anything like that. So stay tuned for part 2 of the actual trip and the actual fun stuff. Oh, and one last packing thing. Bring the hot paws. Bring the hot things to warm up your feet or your hands. So if you ever get cold, that's an easy way to get that body heat back going. Good luck.